Now, this morning, our walk has been curtailed by 3 groups of horses. There's a great big puff all over our walk. So we've just stopped at the middle bit. But look at this for a view. Not bad, is it? It's out in the bay over our Yevavada. It's not too bad at all. It's a bit rocky here though, so it's a bit wobbly. But it is stunning. We're March the 14th, I think, or 15th. You forget what day it is. And I can hear someone building something. There they are, Katelios. Beautiful. Very nice. I'm not normally bothered by the horses, but they have got young and they were quite close to where we normally walk. And the dogs bark, so I obviously don't want them disturbed by the dogs barking. These hounds, the horrible hounds. So we're going to head back now. I haven't chosen the right footwear really for off-roading. I forgot to change my shoes before we left. I'm going to see if there are any horses left. They might have moved off because when we drove past, they do that. I do feel sorry for them because they're kind of they're just looking for somewhere safe to be, and I spy them over there, but I don't know if they're too far back. They're just looking for somewhere safe to be with their babies, and nobody wants them. People don't want them on their land really, which you can also understand. There we go. We'll move together now. Let me see the dog needs. There's a group here. Yeah, they're getting up. They're just trying to rest. There. They're just great big groups of them now. All moving. They're just Grace, Lena, enough. And the dogs don't know either. They're just living their best life, barking. And there's some more down there. Another group, they've broken off. They might be, I mean, they're up off the road at the moment, but even when they are on the road speed limits here on the island is basically, you're never going to get above, you shouldn't legally get above 30 kilometres an hour. I might take you down to Katelios now, people's favourite road. You're not supposed to get above 60 kilometres an hour anywhere on the island. That's the dual carriageway, that's the in-between bits on the main roads that have got that aren't residential areas, but there's very little areas on those main roads that aren't residential. They're all residential. So we should be doing, very difficult to do, you have to, it's so easy to go over it, 30 kilometres an hour, which is like living in Wales basically at 20 miles per hour. But it does give you the opportunity, if you see horses and goats and dogs and cats on the road, or people, I'm not that bad about people, even people on the road, you get the opportunity that you can avoid them, or the impact's going to be minimal. But we forget, and in the summer, people are desperately trying to make a living. It's hard here to make a living. You've got 6 months of the year where you're working, so they're rushing around like lunatics because they can't afford to take on additional staff, because it means they have no profit at the end of the year. It's very difficult, so people do rush around a bit. So if you're over here on holiday, just let them pass, let them go, let them get on with it. Don't make it a challenge, but stick to the speed limits. As I say, it's difficult because you're trying to do, you're just going along, and especially when other people are going faster, it's natural, you can't stay up with them. But they're very small, narrow, windy roads. You never know what's around a corner, and life's too short. So what are you going to gain from driving from here to Argostoli at breakneck speed, or when you come left the airport and you're driving to Katelios or Scala or wherever you're going? I can't imagine anyone going anywhere else, but there you go, apparently they do. What's the point? Breakneck speed, no reason, especially at night when and things look different in the dark as well. So we have a lot of people over from the Balkans and Italy and that, and they know these roads. They don't think they know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. None of us do. We don't know what's around the corner. spectacular views coming round here. Absolutely stunning. I can get more of a thing. I've had just a picture of the road here and me rambling. And there we are, now on the road. But as I say, the horses, they do stand at the side of the road. Selling the goats halfway to Australia. We all know they're there. Well, we do, the people that live here locally. And we just need to be, you know, aware of what we're doing. Not just for the animals, but for ourselves, for the accidents that happen, for the people in Greece. The, you know, road deaths in Greece, it's horrendous amounts of people. It doesn't happen that often here on the island, I will say, but it's enough. It's absolutely, you know, we don't need any. We shouldn't need any, and it's difficult. You try and, as I say, it is easy to, you know, let your foot go down, because it's a weird angle, isn't it, when you're trying to do 30 kilometres an hour? It's an absolutely very weird angle. What is that? Makes your head foot up. Anyway, there we are, entrance to Katelios. I know you'll all love it. You'll be very happy. We're here now. Going around the corner. Sorry for my ramble, but I'm just going to go and feed the cats now.